Hey, this is Kurt the Boat. Anyway, out here in 2021 24-foot or 240 Ocean Pro, nice boat. Got the electronics set up. I use this. It did about 47 miles an hour, I imagine. If I go back to vessel, I can go to menu. I can label device, change gauge limits, and all that good added gauge pages. But I don't want to do that. So I'll go home and then I'll hit. You can go up into your smart modes. I already set those up. This gives you your GPS. And these lines right here is like a waypoint that I had set for down here. It's got auto guidance, which is pretty cool. I'll show you that later. And it's a dual range, so if I hit this, that's the 8th mile, that stays at a quarter. That's pretty important, because I'll leave that at a quarter and I'll go out here to like a half mile. So I can have different ranges on that overlay. Then you can go into anchor, you can do that, you can go home, you can go cruising. Same basic thing. You can change those up if you want. Fishing gives you all three of your, plus your GPS. There's my, and then the heater's on a thermostat. That's working right now. I finally got it running. I put some fresh diesel in it, number 2. Traditional sonar, this is your magnifying. You can move around. If you see something, magnify it. You can magnify it bigger than that. So I normally have it here. And then over here, you can have it down over here. So if you see something, you can just spin that over there. And then you can go home, and then if you want to just do combos, you can go to combos. You can go to this one right here. That gives me GPS overlay, radar overlay, fish finder, and down scan. And then say you don't want that, you just want all fishing, you can just go over to here, and that's all your fishing. See how I can see that spot right there? I can magnify it and bring that over, go back home. Then you can go to individuals like charts. You need a G3 vision card to get the aerial photos and to get the fish in 3DI. And then if you just want radar overlay, you can just hit that one right there, or just navigation right there. Sonar, you just pick whatever sonar you want. And radar, same thing. You can do a dual overlay, like your GPS and then your standard quarter to quarter, so I set that up already. Or you can do just dual on the radar, like a quarter, and then have 3/4 mile out, or single range. So we'll just go back to combos, and we'll just run this one right here. Okay, courtesy lights are those lights back there and there, and on that rear entry. Dome lights are these right here. I already showed you that. Nav lights, they work. Bilge pump works. Wipers work. Horn works. Okay, I'm gonna shut this down. See, this is on a thermostat. I can cool it down there 63. 58. We'll go back up to about 68. 68. Okay, then to shut it off, you just hit that once and the heater stopped. So it's going to shut it down. This doesn't have the VTS, which I'll show you here in a second. If you fire this one right up here, I'll let that warm up. It's on scan mode right now. If you want to stop it, you just hit clear, and I got it on 21 weather. You push this button, you push it again, it cuts the weather off. Scan all, shoom, there you go. Now she's running. I'm going to put it in gear. You need to bleed the steering on here, and then that very back hose right there, right above the diesel fuel. It's leaking a little bit. They need to tighten that up. The downriggers are wired backwards. They need to get those wired right. No power going to them. So let me see, steering hydraulic again, make sure they bleed that. It's a little stiff right now, got a little jerk to it, not a big deal. This is why I take them out, so they can get all this fixed up before the customer gets here. So when you hit it, you always make sure it's trimmed down. I'm going to check to make sure the trim, yeah, cam sensor. Oh, and drop the pitch of prop down to it's got a 17 on it now, and it's stainless, go to a 15 pitch. I'm only turning 5400, really trimmed up high. And then see, if you normally, if you go in here, you can go to troll mode right here and hit set. This motor isn't capable of doing the VTS. So hit cancel, go over here. So if you ever get there, it won't do it. And then you can switch to this one here, and you can switch your modes, like right here, just by scrolling down. And that gives you your economy on top, and then that will change that to your fuel gauge, and then that will go into your actual fuel gauge again, speed, and then you can go over to control mode and go back, So basically where I run this one, cancel, and then this will tell you your total distance travel. I run mine right here. I stopped the heater, that's working. So I'm gonna spin this around over here. Now it's turning out nice. Okay, I'm gonna hit it. Oh, and then they got this thing called CAS, heading sensor. Now that must be for his bow mount, because I tried calibrating that, it won't calibrate for a heading sensor, because he doesn't have autopilot on his boat. So that's what I'm thinking that's for. But if it's not, you need to do a Garmin software download. You can do it on the computer and do it for that, and then you have to put it in this SD slot. Or this one must have that, oh, they got a gateway deal that you can hook it up to, I believe. Yeah. Or it's right back here, one of the two. But I think you plug it in through the back, if I remember right. Oh well. So we're gonna hit it. We got a winch up there. See, I'm following my right over here is that auto guidance. I'm gonna tighten that up right now. See how that's backing off? That's my auto guidance. If I want to get rid of that, I can hit that, hit this right here, stop panning, hit menu, navigation off, stop. And they have a little gauge down there too. Yes. No. Okay, I saved that, but you didn't have to. But they have a little stop for your navigation up here. So then full throttle. About 47, right in there, 48. He can probably, by changing, probably pick it up to about 50. And then he needs to tighten these up a little bit on the seat. There you go. Stand up when you're doing it. Makes it easier. Now if you want to auto guidance a route, all you do is you can go clean over to here, pick a place right here, then you can go auto guidance. It's calculating, start navigation, see how it's going to miss, go right up the channel, miss the buoys, go on out. So then that's that auto guidance. Oh, I'm going to back up. I'm going to get out of that, back. Yeah, right here. Stop navigating. Boom, done. No. Stop panning. Yes. There you go. And when you shut this thing down, you always want to make sure you turn off the radar, which you can do that right up here. Back. There you go. Then you can turn the unit off and just hit the power. And then power. Turn system off. Power. There you go. I'll shut that off. So there you go. Boat run. Oh, okay. So then anyway, trim tabs, of course. You can either go down just by hitting this. See how they're going down? Or you can go up. Or you can go manually. And you can steer with those as well. You need to pull it left and right. So I'm going to tighten this thing up too. Trailer brakes are electric and they need a hook off the end of the cable so they can hook it to the rig. They adjusted the trailer. So let's see what else I need. I got the heater working. They're going to put the bow mount on later, I guess. It's on back order. And then that, whatever they call that is, that heading sensor, gateway or whatever they want to call it. Steady cast. You need to figure that out. And I'm almost thinking this one here, you got to hook up. You got a Garmin plug that you got to hook up to these, because I don't see any SD card slot, but I'll look. All right, boat doctor out. Oh, then, oh gosh darn it, then we got to show you the kicker too. So shut that baby off. Trim that down. Turn this on. Oh, you gotta give it a little gas when you shut it. Like that. And then of course, this here is your live well fish box. But you gotta have this one on here. You can steer from there or here. Then you hit your live well here. 4.75 depending on conditions, but it'll always do 4.5. So you bring that down, shut that off, turn that off. Make sure you always shut the motor off. Live well's still going. Shut that off. And that's it. Boat Doctor out.